Let's talk coordinate geometry. So here we have the line P that has a slope of 3/2 and crosses the y-axis at a point 0 and 4. So what does that mean? So point somewhere 0 and 4 on the y-axis, because it has a positive slope, therefore the line will be going up. So that's more or less what we have here. Now, for the equation of a line, we have two formulas. So what do I need in order to use these formulas? So these x and y here represent coordinates of a point on the line, and yes, we have that. And then here, this letter here, m, means the slope. And yes, we have that as well. Perfect, we can use that. However, before we run off with that, let's consider the second formula, because in this question we have a unique information. We do have a slope, that letter m represents the same thing like in the previous formula, the slope, but here we have something different. Here we have c. What does that c mean? That c means when the line crosses the y-axis, and we have that value. So we actually here can use the other formula. Therefore, straight away we can say y equal the slope of 3/2 x plus c, and c is that value here of y coordinate plus 4. So straight away. But if we went with the second point, we'll say y minus the y coordinate 4 equal the slope 3/2 multiply x is x minus the x coordinate of a point which is 0. Now here we do need to do a little bit of work. We need to multiply the bracket. So that's for sure. And then we have to decide what form our equation will have. We can either move that 4 to the other side, change the sign, and as you can see, both answers are the same. When we don't have the terms and condition for the line, we can either express our line in the form y on its own on one side of the equation and on the other side x and a number, or we can have all values on one side of the equation and nothing, meaning 0, on the other side, depending how we want to do it if the terms and condition for our answer are not given. Okay, let's have a look at the next part. So the next one is saying find the area of triangle formed by joining the following 3 points. So we understand that there is 3 points and they form a triangle. So we have to find the area of that. Now, area of triangle can be calculated actually a number of different ways. However, when it comes to coordinate geometry, we have one formula here in our table that works for coordinate geometry. That's the formula we're going to use here. Now, the main thing about this formula, we have to remember that for this formula to work, one of the points, one of the vertex of triangle have to be at 0, 0, and we do have that. So we don't have to do anything. We just have to replace letters with numbers. So let's say my point A is the first point and B is the second point. And again, it doesn't matter which is first, which is second. Now, don't forget that is absolute value bracket. Therefore, those are the straight lines. So first, x1, that is 3 in our case, multiplied by y2. y2 is -1. Then we have minus. And then x2, which is 5, multiplied by y1, which is 4. And we put that in the calculator, press equal, and we get 23/2. Again, because we don't have actual terms and condition, we can leave that in a fraction form is perfectly acceptable.